Hi, I'm Samantha Storz.
Samantha, you're rowing in the Varsity 8 last week. Had a interesting time down on Vancouver Lake. Really rough weather. Talk about that race a little bit.
Well, towards the starting line, it's definitely the roughest in that course. So when we started, boats were right next to each other. We almost weren't in our own lanes. So when we started off, we had oars clashing with other boats and to our starboard side and our port side, so the referee had to come by and wave his white flag and tell us to move over to the other lane next to us, but a boat was not moving on that side, so it was difficult to get over to have enough room. So we hit flash blades twice, and so that was rough in the first 500 meters or so, and then in the end the waves die down, and so we were able to focus more on the race plan.
How long does that take after you have kind of rough start or clashing blades and all, until you settle in? How long does that take to settle into your race pace once you've had some incident like that at the start?
I mean, ideally you can push it out of your mind and just start rowing like normal, you know, push it out. Every stroke's a new one, so try to just keep rowing as hard as you can and not think about all the external things or get flustered by those things. So
your race was the early part of the day. By the second half of the race schedule, they canceled the first half of the races, just rowed 1,000 meters. A lot of that was because people were taking on water. Did you take on any water, or you know, describe kind of the choppy conditions of the course and how that impacts your rowing?
Yeah, so in the 4 we had it to the 1,000, start at the 1,000 meters, and it impacts it because you have the boat rocking back and forth almost the whole way, so it definitely keeps you on your toes and makes things a little, it could potentially be more distracting, and you have to make sure you get your blade in the water and out of the water without splashing too much, so it takes more concentration, I think, but you can still get some powerful strokes. Yeah.
You know, obviously you go in to a regatta with a race plan for 2,000 meters. In an incident like your 4 where it's cut to 1,000, how does that impact your race plan? How do you alter that?
Well, we plan just to do the same thing, so you do a starting sprint and then you row through the body. It's just half of your normal body, and then you do an end sprint. So it's still the 250 meters sprint in the beginning, 250 meters at the end, just the middle is shorter. That's all.
You're on the road again this week, a little further south down to Eugene, Oregon, hopefully to the calmer waters of Dexter Lake. Your thoughts on this week's Covered Bridge Regatta?
I think it's going to be really good, and we'll be ready, prepared for everything, having more experience conditions-wise, and I think the team is more experienced, and I think we have a little bit more expectation for ourselves, and so it'll be exciting to see like what the crews do in response to the experience that they've had so far and what they think they can do this weekend. So.
Great. Let's talk a little bit about, where are you from, first off?
I'm from Bellevue, Washington.
Great. And why did you choose to come to Seattle Pacific?
I liked the size of the school and the classroom sizes. I thought UW was too big of a school for me, so I liked that aspect of it. And I know it is a good school. My dad came for his teacher's certificate as well.
Okay. You hadn't had rowing experience before coming here. What drew you to rowing? Why did you decide to join the team?
I've had swimming experience in the past, so I think I was missing that athletic element of life, and I had some friends who had previously been on the team and they were pushing me to join, and I by their descriptions of what it was like, I was very interested and just started coming right into it.
How was that learning curve? How long did it take until you felt comfortable in a shell?
It took me a very long time, probably more than most people, and by winter it was me and one other novice girl that were new to rowing. So so there weren't very many novice girls, so I felt pretty uncomfortable for a while, but then once I was realizing things, it picked up pretty quickly, I think. So by spring, I was more confident.
Great.